Hey, what's good, everyone? It's A Trades here, just getting it started with a pretty fun chart for everyone to look at. So, if you look at this chart real quick, guys, you can see that there's a lot of similarities from the last bull run and this bull run. I just wanted to put it in a pretty big channel for everyone to see. I think it's an interesting chart, and I'm going to break it down a bit here. Just waiting for some more people to get here. But as you can see, I think we're pretty primed. I mean, the start of last run essentially started on this longer phase of consolidation, and we had a little bit of a shorter consolidation phase, but ETF volume really just maintained this entire price action here. Obviously, this was 2019 leading up into the bull run, came down a little bit, and then peak top was in November. Otherwise, it's still been trading in this channel, you could say, and then that's why my target for this bull run is going to be about 100,000. I think 100,000 is a pretty reasonable target. I mean, this is a huge trend line on a larger time frame that I think people, are really not paying too much attention to. So I just wanted to shed some light on it. I think it's important to, look at Bitcoin in larger time frames as well. So I'll go over why I think we're in the bull run right now, and then we'll break down Bitcoin in my usual 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month time frames. But looks pretty good right now from a launch standpoint. So the weekly close above 66.5 is essentially what I'm looking for. Close above that really would be solidify that the bull run has in fact started for me. That's the number I'm looking for today. The close was beautiful today. Really can't ask for much better than this. 1 second. But you can see last bull run when it started kind of gave the same type of signal. So this is really what I'm watching here. So you can see right before we did get a parabolic move around the same time in October. And it's around the same time too. It's always around this time that Bitcoin really starts to pick up a lot of traction. But October 12th, 2020, that week we printed the buy signal and then really just started going parabolic. Even the start of last year's run was pretty much the same time. I mean, if you've been in crypto for a while, you know that this is not a time to be bearish. So Bitcoin, a close above the weekly close above 66.5 is really what I'm looking for, guys. I keep emphasizing the importance of that. For right now, it looks pretty solid. I think Bitcoin is going to actually hit a nasty leg next week. If we get this close, I think there's a lot of potential to even revisit the all-time high. Definitely gonna hit if we get the close above 66.5. It's gonna start a pretty crazy week, just right off the bat, I would say. 1 second, guys. But yeah, I hope that first chart helped you guys really instill some confidence, because looks pretty good to me from a launch standpoint. 1 second, just checking out the chats. But yeah, it looks pretty good to me, guys. I mean, there's really nothing bearish. The timeline, everything's lining up. This pattern right here, closing above this line here, is essentially, this is essentially my river. This is essentially the river that we're closing above. So another close above here really sets Bitcoin up. Let's take a better look. Yeah, this is pretty bullish right here. So even 65 would be a fine close, honestly, but I want 66.5 to really feel great about a bull run starting from here. So I think the bull run is definitely getting started this upcoming week. I think leading to elections, people are way too bearish right here for no reason. So I think Bitcoin is definitely primed and ready to start its launch pad. So if it really does this shit, then we're definitely going to see this leading up to 2025 Q1 really just start to go parabolic. So if that's the case, then Bitcoin is primed. Close this week, and then we start launching. So it's going to be crazy. I have I think especially with the rate cuts in the mix, that Bitcoin is definitely gonna do some crazy shit. So last time it started the run, it went from 11,000 to 60,000 times 6. Damn. So I might be too bearish with my targets here, thinking Bitcoin's only going to like 90,000, maybe. That's what I used to think, but the more that the fundamentals start lining up, I think 100 plus is going to be easy money, and then I think 120s in the 120s possible. I think 120 definitely probably where we'll start to see like peak FOMO retail. So 120 is where I see the parabolic move, impulse move taking us to. So it's going to be a crazy run because we'll have nonstop. Green candles like this. So the weekly is going to print like this every week. This is how you know you're in a bull run. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're almost there. I mean, the first leg from last year, October, really produced nonstop green candles. From October 9th to March, we only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles out of, damn, that's a lot. So we're going to enter that same phase, and I think crypto is about to go back into easy mode trading, I call it. So I'm pretty hyped, guys. It's going to be sick. What's up, Cade? But I will, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen real quick, and then I'm going to go through my regular analysis. So just give me 1 minute to fix up my charts. So just take a second. But just wanted to share that with you guys. But it looks pretty similar. The patterns, everything's rhyming, larger time frames. So everything looks pretty fucking good. 1 second. Almost done. Already got it all set up. Ready to go. Dope. All right. So regular screen now, just so we can go back to like my overall analysis. That's just, generic analysis, just kind of bigger picture, kind of looking at everything. But then I put my indicators on, and I feel even better with my indicators. There's some people that just trade straight off that chart and just make all their trades off that. And you could, I guess, but I feel a lot better trading off with all my indicators. But that same period, just going back to when it really started that leg, it even gave us the buy signal here. This is what I'm waiting for on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, is to give us this. This is baller. When we get this on the weekly, then I'll know shit's about to pop off. You got it there, you got it here. Every time the bull run starts, I'll just get my buy signal, and that's just the algo of my indicators kind of just coming together. So I'm waiting to see that here. Once we push above this band 69, we should get that, and then that's like super confirmation that we're inside a bull run. So exciting stuff. We are back. Yes, Chan. Could you guys see? Isn't that shit bullish? Isn't that chart I shared, the first one, bullish? I normally just look at that and I can see that in my head, but it took me a minute. That's why I started the stream late. I'm not really too great with the computer, and I had to put all the lines where I needed you guys to see them. But I hope that helps you guys see the period we're in. I mean, Bitcoin is literally rhyming right now from last cycle, 2019, 2020, before it hit that impulse move. So shit's about to go down. And then volume still hanging pretty nicely here. So, I mean, overall, the weekly chart, you really can't ask for much better. You just want to see that close above here. Just to reiterate, you just want to see that close above here, man. Close above here would absolutely confirm it for me. I mean, if it's been a while since it closed above the river, this is going to be key resistance. So it's been literally, it hasn't closed above since March. So it just fell out and then rejected. This is where I was shorting Bitcoin. I was shorting Bitcoin nonstop once we fell off. That's why this is an easy print here. So once we close here, it officially becomes easy to long. So I'm looking for that confirmation. We don't want to see a close underneath inside the river, because that would suck. It would take a few weeks for it to reclaim it on the weekly time frame. So if for some reason cred is right, and we hit we if we lose 66.5, then 62.5 is back in play on a weekly time frame, and that means we got to charge up for a bit. So that's why I don't think we're necessarily going to hit these lower levels, because even 62 is pretty crazy. I mean, let's look at I want to look at the last bull run real quick. So if you look at this shit going into the bull run here. So this is kind of where we're at right now. This April 19th hit it. Look at, we got a nice move in March, April, whatever, fell out in July, and then kind of didn't come back in until this period. So this period right here, this is all like that, the period we just went through, the max pain that felt like forever, from, May, June, July, August, September, like this, where it mind fucks you. Just kind of, you think it's starting here. Nope. You think it's starting here. Nope. And then it really gets started. After a few mind games, Bitcoin really just does what you think it's not going to do. Like the streets of X, well, you would think the bull run's never going to start based off the sentiment, which is nuts, but we're going to hit an impulse move like this. I'm pretty confident. Like, I can't express enough how many times this is going to be my third time seeing it. I bought a bunch of spot Bitcoin for the first time, and I've got some more orders that I'm buying. So if they fill on Monday or Tuesday, I'll be happy. But I mean, guys, this is like buying a breakout essentially. So a retest to these lower levels, I think, is just going to be really hard, especially with election year. So possibly next week we go parabolic. I think so, guys. I mean, for me, a close above 66.5 kind of tells me that, I mean, that shit's going to close the following week insane. So a close above 66.5 would be a big statement. So if this thing really does close above 66.5, 67, 70, all that's going to be just annihilated, and it should just rip through that. I mean, BlackRock hasn't stopped buying. There's a lot of positive things besides the charts that are going on behind the scenes. I mean, the bull run always starts with tether FUD, and we got that funny tether FUD. So look up the bull run and then look up tether FUD. You'll notice that there's always FUD around when the bull market starts, because as soon as they start FUDing tether, people in the crypto world start getting scared. So I think that's hilarious that they did that. So if the bull run starts next week, then that's going to be a leading indicator for the future. But overall, guys, this shit looks really good from the weekly standpoint. I mean, can't ask for much better. So got heavy buys at like 56, 49, but I mean, we dipped into that range like twice. We bounced off August 24th, and then we actually dipped into it on the September 2nd. Hold on one second, guys. But yeah, I think we're primed for a hard move to the upside. Let's look at I want to go flip over to the monthly, and then we'll make our way to the daily. But do you think the election will impact the bull run timing? I don't know. I think regardless of the fact who wins, I think Bitcoin is not going to matter. I think it's just going to be the way they spin the narrative. Election and who becomes the president really is not going to stop Bitcoin from running. I mean, it can have short, acute impacts, kind of like, war does and all that. But I don't really think the election is going to impact the bull run timing. If anything, I think it's going to accelerate it. One second. But yeah, overall, I think Bitcoin, because think about it, if a monthly time frame looks this good, then you have to realize that there's a lot of movement and traction already behind Bitcoin. Like a monthly time frame takes like, quarters to play out. So if this is already telling us we're right here, it doesn't matter, man. I mean, everything is already programmed in, and it's just a narrative that they're going to spin to shake you out essentially. And then you look at the monthly time frame, the river itself is telling us right now this is no easy feat. On the monthly time frame, we got it. And I think, we're more aligned in this area. So this area right here, when we got the buy in July 2021, makes sense, because then that was the peak move right there. So we got it essentially right here, and it's going to continue to rip. So with the river overextending as well too. So we should just see this shit like this. This is why I like my advanced RSI indicator. It helps me like with price action, and you can see this thing is the truth. It really can predict the price action of Bitcoin perfectly. So you can see on even a monthly time frame right here. This is 2019. This is that weekly area where it looks like you could have had a Bitcoin breakout, but it failed. The river itself was way too skinny. Right here, it wouldn't have had no confidence. You want to see it start to curl up to know that there's some type of parabolic move that's cooking. And you can see this thing has been curling up. There's not going sideways. So overall, that's why, like from a long-term standpoint, this is exactly where we needed to be. This is exactly where it needed to bounce. Everything is lining up. And, you know, before I used to just know that we were in these periods. The last 2 cycles, I've had my mentor just tell me, like, you know what, buckle up. Things are going good. So it's going to be a fun ride, gang. So monthly time frame just looking absolutely beautiful. Even the 2 week time frame, when you break down the monthly in half, I mean, we damn near ate up this sell wall at super close, man. Super close. 70,000 we came very close. As soon as it eats up the sell wall, you should see the price acceleration very fast. So 70,000, if it breaks 70,000, you're going to see this thing just go parabolic. So 70,000 is where the sell walls, that's kind of maintaining and pushing the price down. But as long as the buyers keep showing up, there's really nothing that's going to stop this from ripping. My top was 90. So if you saw, so I'll post on X that first video. I don't feel like making it again. I already took the lines off, but I actually want to increase my top target to about 120 because the top of that channel is at 100,000. So just because I think we're gonna get a close above 100,000 on a monthly time frame, but I think we're gonna see a wick to 120, possibly 125. So I'm just being a little realistic with my targets, and I think things are primed at this moment, man. I think things could not look any better. So target has increased at least to 100,000, and then 90,000 I think is the low range for me officially because it doesn't make sense for this to only increase by that. And I just needed to make sure that rate cuts were on the table. I needed to make sure that so this needed to make sure that so you can just do this is see, and I haven't done this. So 120 is the target. That would be the same type of price action we got on this move at the peak. So that sounds about right, gang. 120 seems like an appropriate bull peak target. So I just don't know if we're gonna get the close there. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm pretty bullish though, leading into 2025 now. So I think the beginning of 2025 is going to be good. And I think we're going to experience this area. We're going to experience this area again, like March. So that's why I'm like, Q1 super bullish, and then I'll rotate. Do you still see the 70-80% corrections after, or would that stabilize a bit more? Man, that just depends because, we had no really ETF selling in this area. But when Bitcoin hits 120, everyone that's been buying this and has the best return of their lives, I don't think we've seen ETF selling in the scale that we're going to. And I think the whole narrative that the ETFs have stabilized Bitcoin is kind of overkill, kind of like the narrative of the super cycle last cycle. That's what got me, and that's where I didn't sell really any of my bags, was because of that narrative. But I think it's overkill to think that we're not going to experience some type of huge drop like this ever again. There has to be at least one more time. I think maybe one more time we get some crazy shit like this. Like, look at that, like a 60,000 to at least, yeah, we're going to see some at least one more time. I mean, the ETFers are going to take their profits. And when they take the profits, that is going to absolutely nuke Bitcoin's price because Bitcoin has, if you look at glass nodes, I think I have it up actually. So hold on one sec. I have a few things up that I wanted to show everyone. Let me see. So look at this. I actually do. Dope. So I want to switch back to to a different chart. So I have a few cool things up right now. Let me see. Let me flip to it. Replace screen. All right. So this is what I want to show everyone. So I had this up because I look at on-chain data. So this is just like one thing I was looking at. So from just this short period of time on, fuck it, let's just do September to now. We really haven't had much selling. Just this monster day right here in July, and it's been like pretty insignificant selling from the moment ETFs. Let's look at the whole entirety of ETFs. It's been pretty insignificant selling. I mean, this was a big day in July, and then there's really no selling. But what's going to happen when we have huge sell days like this? How is Bitcoin going to maintain its price? I mean, we had a lot of selling of like Grayscale. I think this is Grayscale. Let me see. Yeah, all these right here are Grayscale. So this is all Grayscale. So what's going to happen let me zoom in so we can get a better look. What's going to happen when this chart is all negative? What's going to happen when there's no positive? So that's what trips me out, that we really haven't seen like much selling. So I'm just curious to see how Bitcoin's going to hold up when this chart right here starts flipping to the opposite side. And we have not seen that yet. Maybe like a few bad days. And on those bad days, Bitcoin's price significantly dropped. So that's one thing people need to take into consideration, is when they start selling, how is that going to affect the price? So I'm already factoring that in. So for that very reason, I will be selling everything ahead of time, and appropriately waiting for the dip. Let me go back to Bitcoin. I'll look at Doge right now. I just want to fly through Bitcoin, the Bitcoin miners, and then I'll look at some stuff for you guys. Let's see. So back to Bitcoin. So the monthly, and then I look at the 2 week just to dissect it. But like, let's look at the daily chart real quick. Daily chart still looks fire. I mean, people that are bearish here, just one sec. Yeah, I mean, this daily chart still looks good. The ribbons are fanning out. They're green, and my ribbons, just for anyone that doesn't know, is just a combination of a bunch of moving averages that form a color crossing up. As you can see, when they start to turn red, they really dictate where price action is going to go. So there's really no sign of it slowing down. And then there's huge buys right here for like holding it up. And this is why I keep telling everyone on X that I'm like, oh, reversal time. It's that easy. Just fucking throw on the buy order block detector by Lux Algo. If the you can just trade off this too, because you can just literally use this. But I have like a whole system I like to implement. But when I implement the whole system and my whale indicator, like, look at this shit, bounced perfectly right off the top of the buy order, ate up perfectly, ate up perfectly, ate up perfectly. Like, it's not hard. If this disappears on my daily chart, then I'm bearish again. This is holding up the price for right now, and I don't think people understand that shit. Even, this thing has just been consolidating. Like, this is my river indicator, advanced RSI. So it's just overbought, oversold, but it brings price action together. And then the river itself would be like key levels of resistance that you want to close. You always want to see the river go up. You never want to see it go down, and you never want to be underneath it. As you can see, this is what happens right now. It's scaling up still. So I think Bitcoin, regardless of the fact, will at least, yeah, look at that shit. On the daily, 65.7 is the middle of the river. So if we close that, this really just confirms for me that this shit is about to just continue to rip, guys. I mean, it's really not that hard when you have even if it bounces here, I think this is where it's got to bounce anyways. 66.5 or 65.7 even is an appropriate bounce on the daily. So there's a lot of confluence in that area for me, and I think Bitcoin is going to respect it. If it wanted to drop, it would have dropped already. We had the Iran missile crisis or whatever. They're attacking each other and shit. There's a lot of FUD that happened. One second. But yeah, overall daily time frame looks really good, guys. I mean, nothing really to complain about. let's look at the 4 hour real quick. This is where it's make or break time for Bitcoin. But there's more buy orders actually that popped up since the last time. But there is now a sell order. So it's just going to be absolutely pinned until one of these areas gets taken out. But it just seems like they're just keep stacking the buys here. But eventually, this is where the battle of the bulls and the bears gets crazy. But for this reason, I think the miners are going to absolutely rip. So right now we'll flip over to the miners, but the miners, the alts, all that shit respects this price action when Bitcoin is just range bound. And I feel so confident calling a reversal on Bitcoin for this reason too. I mean, the buy areas are holding up the price. This is, you can see it a little closer on the 4 hour time frame compared to the daily. The fact that people are calling for a catabolic cycle, insane. Yeah. So the only thing that's a little concerning for me is that we keep flipping, and now we flipped really quick back to the ribbons being blue, and blue typically means like decision time. So if these actually flip red, this shit will drop though. That's the only thing. And there's literally nothing underneath it. So that's a little concerning, but hopefully they just flip right back to blue or to green. So we'll see what Bitcoin wants to do. 4 hour time frame had a nice move. Since the 10th, it's 59. It's kind of just been on the uptrend here. And the river though is going up. So I mean, bounce on the 4 hour time frame at 66.7 and probably start this shit again, bro. It's just gonna be range bound right here. I mean, there's until we get a break in the river, some nice action like that. It needs to start curling up for it to actually really rip. So that's what I'm looking for on the 4 hour time frame. I want to see this shit curl up like it did here. So it hasn't, and it did drop already. And instead of just continuing to drop, remember I said that you don't want to be in this area. You don't want to ever see this line, the signal line on the bottom of the river, and you don't ever want to see the river going down. But right here, this was its chance to just completely nuke it. And, price action would have been similar to this. So you see the river going down like there, and then it didn't. So instead of doing that, we had a pretty quick recovery here. And that's telling for me. I mean, you don't really see that on the 4 hour time frame. When we start going down on it, you can see when it starts to go down, it definitely goes down. And this really didn't go down. And look at that shit. When it starts to curl down, I'm short instantly. And right here, I would have got wrecked on my short typically. So, but I stopped shorting. This is why you don't short in October, because recovery buys start to show up a lot quicker. And you can see that on this every time the river starts to curl down. Sure, this time it didn't, but this was a bull trap right here. And boom, it started curling down. So I wasn't, and then boom, started curling down, coming down, and barely coming down, recovery. So, and it now officially looks like it wants to just continue this move to the upside. So kind of nuts that Bitcoin is looking this strong on the 4 hour time frame still. So there's a battle going on right now between bulls and bears. And tomorrow with the weekly close, we need to blast through 67.8, which, it's not too far away. We definitely can, even in 1 or 2 4 hour candles. And we need to see continuation of buy orders popping up here. I want to see them continue to stack. So we'll see if we get that. And I think we do. So that's Bitcoin. Now I'm going to get to the Bitcoin miners. So, and I think the Bitcoin miners are super primed. I don't know why my chart is showing this ugly blue lines. They've been tweaking. Hold on 1 sec. 1 second, guys. Just making a tweet real quick. All right, but I think Mara is primed for a pretty good week ahead. So Mara, let's look at the weekly time frame first. You know what? I want to look at the monthly. So we'll look at the monthly. So this is really what people need to realize. When you look at the monthly time frame, it's already been consolidating for a long time. We had a peak move again, February 34, fell down all the way to, four or this low right here, 13 something, and it's consolidating. And this is the ribbons itself, guys. They're tight. They're so tight. This is a short squeeze waiting to happen. I mean, the explosiveness that I see from this shit will be crazier than this move right here. So if these ribbons this month flip red, it will take forever for them to flip back. So that's why I'm like so confident lately, on X preaching that like I don't really care what the price action does right now because I've been bags loaded for a few weeks now, and I'm not leaving this spot here because all price action at this point doesn't matter because if these mofos turn red, it's going to take months for them to flip back. So if they turn red here, we'll get a huge ass candle like this. And if you guys think about where we're at in the market, that's not happening right now. It would take, that means the bull market for the miners isn't going to happen. And there's no fucking way that's not going to happen. So we're going to see a huge monthly candle upon us. I mean, this week I have high expectations, but if not this week, this month can close like this, and this month is going to be the one. So if it's not in October, it's definitely going to be in November. So I just expect a huge move on the monthly candle. So and then set us up even for December. Like I expect some crazy price action in the next 2 months. And this is telling me right here, we're about to enter the biggest trap, the biggest short squeeze you guys have seen. But we're going to see this. And this is a monthly candle. I mean, I have very high expectations going into Q4 for all the miners. I mean, this chart looks fine to me. Everyone screaming on X is kind of crazy. I mean, even the river is telling me that it bounced off already this key area here. So bounced. Hold on. So we bounced perfectly already off key support is like 1560, 1570, and we're trading above it. All this month needs to do is close above that and we get this type of price action. So I'm waiting for the buy signal. If this can close above like, where is that? If this can close above like 19 bucks, then we get the buy signal. That's why I think this week we do close above 19 bucks, because a close above 19 bucks on the monthly gives us the buy signal that we need for this shit to happen. So everyone that's bearish here is crazy, man. If you're bearish here when the monthly looks this good, you sold right before shit was about to get cracking. And then, we do already see an increase in advanced MACD. So this is already telling me that momentum's to the upside on the monthly. So there's just too many good things going on with the chart right now, man, that are why I am so bullish on X, guys. Like I don't care if a 4-hour time frame looks bad. I don't even care if a daily time frame looks bad, because now I don't care about the shorter time frames on the miners because I'm treating them like this on the monthly time frame. So it doesn't matter what the price does in a day or a 4-hour candle, because when you zoom out on the monthly, this is what matters, is the freaking, or you zoom out on the onto the monthly, that's what matters. And then you look at the weekly chart, guys, and this shit looks fine to me too. Then let me tell you even something on the weekly chart. The weekly chart has the blue ribbons as well. If these turn red, this is what's going to happen. So if these turn red, hold on. So there's two scenarios if this turns red, and they're both not good. So critically think about what we're at right now. So right now, look at this area. This area had green ribbons that flipped blue. This destroyed the chart. It will destroy the chart if this shit turns red. So look at this. Again, blue ribbons right here destroyed the chart. It went from green to blue ribbons to red, and then, quickly recovered. But if these do turn red, it will destroy price action and it will drag this shit all the way down. If anything, I look at this chart setup and I am bullish because we already bounced off the bottom of the river, or the bottom of my bands, which is typically we push, and nothing pushes on the weekly time frame forever. So I do not think, I do not believe that we are going to start a downtrend here. I do not believe. If anything, we did get a close close above, or we did get a close right on 10 EMA, which, is what I like to look at to kind of tell me if things are bullish or not. So a close above 10 EMA was pretty baller. So, I mean, right here isn't the time really to be fearful. Like I tell my friends who have big positions too that wanted to sell Friday, I'm like, you're smoking crack if you sell right here, man. Because look, even this it's been on a clear up. This little ass uptrend here is nothing. You want to sell here, it's not going to break this line here. It's going to definitely do this same move on the weekly time frame. I mean, in 1 week, this thing really got cracking here. So look at, and I'm really going through Mara like this. I'm not going to go through all the miners in this in this such detail. I think Mara needed a little love because it's up only like a percent for the month, which is fine. But I mean, look at this area here. When the ribbons you start to see a meat of the move when they're blue. So we got a meat of the move here. Anyone? So this right here from 13 bucks to 19 bucks. If you didn't buy over here, then that sucks for you, because I started buying honestly right here. So right here, even this candle this day, I started buying in this range, and I'm cool with it because I know where this is going on a longer time frame. I already have my targets where I want to sell everything. So I have scale out targets. I have where I sell everything. So you're going to see a lot of price action, and it's up to you to sell and take your profits. 3D sarcastic RSI for Mara looks overbought. No, I don't use 3D sarcastic RSI. I just use my advanced RSI indicator. So let's see. So what is my advanced RSI indicator? No, this is not overbought at all. Not on my chart, not on my RSI. So this is why, hold on. This is why, I'm so bullish, because we've just been consolidating even since 2020, even since last bull market. You can see this consolidation period is literally the same shit this is done here. So Mara just needed to close above 1562 for me to feel good. So when we enter, we already got rejected in the middle of the river. That's fine, but it's able to bounce the following week. I have rules with my indicators. So we made it inside and then we instantly got out. So from here, we probably do see this quick ass little move. Hold on. Yeah, it's gonna be like this, guys. I mean, to be bearish here is ridiculous. So it's gonna teleport to $20. I mean, and that's just lowballing it. You're gonna see it hit the teleportation device into some shit like this. I mean, I'm lowballing all my targets because I hate giving, like, moon boy targets. But I mean, next week, that's why I think this motherfucker is gonna close $19, guys. I don't think it's a hard, I don't think it's a impossible move for next week. Will there be a breakout for Mara by November 20th? Hell yeah. There definitely is going to be some type of breakout by Mara by November 20th. And I bet my little Frenchie on it. Like, I love that little guy. So Mara is probably already starting the breakout move. I mean, the fact that we entered the middle of the river is good. So look, this period right here, you can see what happens when it enters, it gets rejected, and then it's swiftly. So from a matter of, let's see, that's like 3 weeks, it just catapulted. I would say in the next 3 weeks, we're going to absolutely go nuclear. But the thing is, we have election coming up. We have a monthly close coming up. I would say the possibility to reclaim this area here, this, like $18 happens next week. I say this whole move happens exactly like this next week. So I've been bullish Mara because I'll show you why. Not only all the time frames are showing me this same shit though. The watch. So when you get confluence on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, and the confluence for me is my ribbons. So when they're all blue, this is short squeeze mode, baby. So if you sell in here, then I feel bad for you. But even here, we got the star. So my blue advanced RSI, my blue MACD bar just means buy on the dip. So this alerted me that we were going to get a dip this following week. Every time my blue bar pops up, and the signal line is coming down, it just means buy on the dip. So even over here, it was a blue bar, and I bet you before it went parabolic, it was down here and then just shot up. So I have like a system, even with just using this to trade. So I mean, I'm comfortable buying, chilling with this right here. So there's really nothing even ugly on the weekly. The volume's a little ugly, looks a little flat, but I mean, just because it looks flat doesn't mean that shit can't just turn it up. I mean, look at this. It had nothing and then absolutely turned it up. So I expect that shit coming here. And we should just annihilate this range here in the coming weeks. But I mean, I have pretty realistic targets for Mara, and it's gonna get some love. It's gonna get some love. I think Mara has been getting too much hate. Let's look at the daily. So look at this shit. This is what, man, I was fighting with Chad Slime in the inbox because he's like, it's done, the move is over. Like, everyone was just like disappointed with here, but when these buy orders show up on the daily time frame, the price is not going to drop. This shit popped up on Friday, like close to close, so I felt very comfortable with remaining bullish. If this was not here and my ribbons were tiny green, then I would be a little scared. But the fact that there's a buy order here, the same like Bitcoin, literally just solidifies my confidence with the chart, guys. I mean, it's going to just probably do this shit on in your face. Everyone who sold is definitely going to do this shit in your face. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm bullish as a motherfucker because the chart is bullish to me. So I'm not just pretend bullish. I mean, I think I am pretty honest with my analysis when I'm not bullish, when I'm bullish. So I think I'm pretty, I give it to you, I serve it to you guys exactly how I think it. So one sec. Yep. Thankfully, you have diamond hands. You'll sell at 30, and you're probably gonna regret selling it at 30. I'm gonna start to scale out at like upper 20s, 30s. But I wouldn't sell everything there. I mean, if the monthly looks that crazy, like I showed you guys, I would definitely just be careful. You don't want to just. I mean, but whatever. So I mean, you're still gonna make good money if you sell at 30, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't sell at 30. Not Mara. It already went to 34. So I mean, you can just basically at least sell right where so if I don't do the selling strategy, guys, just sell. I would give you the pointer at where we reached the last yearly high. But we are going so much farther than that, and I'm not just saying that to like pump shit. I'm saying that because that's where I'm expecting all these to run. If Bitcoin really does over 100,000, the acceleration, even 90,000, even 80,000, these guys are going to look at how hard they ran when Bitcoin just went to 74. Man, if Bitcoin does 90,000, you can best believe the targets I have for this shit are crazy. So, and then one more thing. So, advanced RSI on the daily flipped red. This is why I feel even more confident with us opening up green, because my advanced RSI has one day to, or one trend. When the color prints two in a row, then the trend is set for at least like 3 days. But I don't think we're going to see a bad Monday. I think we're going to see kind of like a, where is it? Like a candle like this. We had a nice little print here and reversed it almost instantly. Same with here, but then it got rebought down. So I think we're going to see a reversal to the upside real hard, especially with the buys here. You heard it here first, gang. So we're going to start off cracking on a Monday. So I'm not just, like I said, I really, really think, whatever. We're going to open up that motherfucker like that. Not that high, maybe. So, but I do think we're going to get a nice green candle on Monday. I'm pretty confident. So I think the Monday candle is going to bounce perfectly here and then just continue to set us up. I mean, it's not that hard to see. And like, I guess it's because a lot of my trading is based off of probability and price action, but this shit's going to bounce off here and we're at least going to revisit this area here. When we do that, the ribbons here just started to fan too. So you really have to take into consideration on that as well. If the moving averages are curling to the upside, there really hasn't been a period where the ribbons turned on the daily and green and then they instantly turned back to red. Let's look. Look at this is all one continuation of green. I mean, yeah, for them to just do this on us, the matrix is broken. The matrix is broken. But look, they've never just done that. They've never just turned a little bit of green and then faked this out. Even this move right here, this here, sure, but it still stayed green here. This is what maybe could have happened, but this was a bear market, 2023. Damn, Mara did that shit, $3 to damn. So even in the bear market, these are tradable. That's kind of crazy. I'm loading up max puts at the peak, guys. So that's where I'm gonna make most of my money is buying a shit ton of puts when I sell my shares and my options. So puts are gonna print way more than all the money combined from my shares and options calls. So imagine loading up on that shit. So maybe I'll share that with you guys too because I got, like I said, I have a whole strategy of how I'm going to trade these guys. I have shares, which I'll offload. I have option calls, which I'll sell way before my shares. And then I'll load up on every single strike date out of the money in the money put that is available on every miner. So it's going to get crazy. It's going to, when the time comes, I'm not saying I'm going to do that right now. Right now is obviously not the time, but that's how my strategy is going to go with this. So I'm looking to make a bunch of money on both sides on this guy. Look at this shit. They are not letting CleanSpark stay down. Not a chance. So for a buy order to pop up on the monthly is absolutely ridiculous. I rarely see it. That just means there's that many buy orders holding it up. You say you'll retweet like hell if you need me to. Yeah, guys. I mean, I'm here to help you guys make money and for sure, but I'm scared to share a lot of this shit, like my strategy and stuff, because then everyone does it. And then it's like, the algos pick up on that shit, man. It's crazy how they find these accounts. And, if everyone's strategy is the same, it gets crazy. But that's why I don't mind sharing my zones where I start offloading. But strategies on like that is a little more intimate and a little harder for me to share because, then I get scared of market makers. But like the zone strategies and all that and offloading, sure, I don't mind giving you guys targets and then you guys can make your own decisions. But essentially, if I'm giving you guys the targets and zones, that should be enough for you to figure out where you need to sell and if it's an appropriate time to buy puts. So just think about that. So maybe I'm probably not going to share when I enter a crazy ass put position or exactly when I sell and just give you guys the zones of where I personally will so you guys can kind of get your range. But either way, that's really good because I mean, you guys probably have no idea where the zones are to sell. So at least me doing that is going to help you guys make sure you make money because remember, unrealized gains are not gains. So I just want to emphasize if you don't fucking sell, you're not going to make money and your wife is going to divorce you and your kids are going to hate you because you guys had to sell your house or take a double mortgage and you're broke and you had to work 3 jobs. So just remember this shit. You have to fucking sell. Look at this. There has never been one time on this miner where the chart didn't go all-time high and just die. So they do that shit. So look at this. I mean, this is still here. So if that can tell you how high I have some of these targets on the miners, this is so if they have this sell order here, that means they still are planning. There's still orders here to sell this shit at that price. So I have scale out targets. And yeah, I'll share that. I'll share that because I mean, 2025, if we continue to get the rate cuts, you guys are going to get those huge dips. And that's where I'll catch and start to scale out. I scale out in zones. So I have zone scale outs with percents. Maybe I'll share that with you guys too, kind of like that one post I did for the entries with like the price targets. I could do that. That I don't mind, sure. But yeah, we'll get interesting with the miners because like there has to be strategy to sells, guys. You can't just buy shit and then just never sell it. So the monthly chart looks insane. I love this pattern here. So this pattern here, green hollow typically is followed by a nice green candle. So this buy zone, I expect us to hit the teleportation device to $15 this week. And I'll tell you why, because Mara is too far ahead of CleanSpark, and CleanSpark is a better operator, and there is a fuck ton of buy orders still just about to catapult this shit to Jupiter. You're gonna see this enter the teleportation device in one daily candle. I promise you, it's gonna just zip $3. And I'll show you why right now too. Non-monthly chart. But the monthly chart is telling, guys. It is telling you a story. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss it. So we got the buy signal here in November. That was last year. And it did that nice little run from, it was at $4 to $21. Now we start the run in the middle of the river, which is baller because we go a lot higher now. So you can almost I set my targets on monthly timeframes, FYI. So I use this exact indicator to set a lot of my targets, and then I combined it obviously with like a weekly time frame. But if this shit is telling me it bounced right here this month, see ya later, guys. This shit is gonna absolutely go nuclear next month. So that's why a close above 15 bucks this week sounds brazy. This shit sound brazy. So if this shit just closes the monthly even at 15, at this right here, we get this signal absolutely on the monthly time frame. And this is what I want to see. I want to see this shit on the monthly. So we have 1 week for me to see this, and then I will literally tell you the bull run has started for all these miners. That's why I've waited to kind of say the bull run has started. I've been saying, they're going to go parabolic because it's showing me. But I'll tell you guys when we start the bull run, I'll tell you when this shit starts, because I'll see it on the monthly time frame. So I got you guys. So once I start, like, kind of how I'm screaming that Bitcoin is in the bull run, um I'll do the same shit for the miners. I'll tell you guys that the miners are in the bull run officially. So you'll know when, because I'm going to scream it nonstop all week, kind of like how I'm doing with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin needs to just show me tomorrow 66.5, and we are going to get it cracking. So monthly time frame, fire. This is nice because we almost lost this month, but instead, this is already telling me we're set up for a parabolic month. My shit, this doesn't just increase like this and then not do anything. So that's a fact. Let's see. CleanSpark was too little over here for this shit. I want to see if it's so. Yeah, you can see it just slowly died. And instead, it gave us a huge increase this month. So I wouldn't be surprised if this closes off dark green. Like I said, at 15 bucks, this closes off dark green. It switches so quick. And then, indicator wise, volume wise, we look good. I mean, it looks all right. Not good on the monthly, but it looks all right. But we see an increase on the monthly. So it stopped finally decreasing, which is good. And we got a nice decrease of green. So we got an increase of red by a little bit. Let me see. This was at 34, so 38, and then we got a nice little decrease in retail. So overall, this shit looks good. The monthly this is it right here, guys. I can't express it enough how bullish I am based off of a monthly time frame. And the monthly time frame means we got all year for some fucking fun, and most likely we have a lot of fun Q1. Just depends on, I think, the rate cuts. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. I know I'm taking a long time talking about these, but I really want you guys to see this shit because everyone's just going crazy on X. But this is another thing. So Bitcoin. So CleanSpark lost its range. So this is one thing that when it lost its range, hold on, I'll show you something. So this was its range that it was pretty much pinned in for a hot minute right here. So we were pretty pinned at like, it was a little tighter than that. So like 1550, this was like the range that it was. Oh no, a little lower. One sec. Okay, that's better. This range, I really thought this consolidation range was gonna result in this. I really did, guys. So it sucks that it didn't. But CleanSpark is now trading in a different range. So now the range it has to get back to, kind of like the levels of load up zones that I was doing, guys. So if you, that's essentially what this is. So it's range bound right here in the lower channel. And once it gets back to here, above here, that's what I'm saying. It will teleport to start trading here, but not just teleport. Once it's here, that means we really, really, really showed up with a lot of volume. There's really nothing stopping this from just continuing continuing to fucking run, guys. There's really, once it gets in this channel, there is nothing stopping it from teleporting into the upper 20s. And I bet you guys are curious where I'm going to start scaling out. So I know the profits need to be taken, guys. So I guess I need to share that so you guys can take some profits too. Otherwise, you guys are just going to be lost in the sauce of mooning. So this thing's going to go so, and then look at this. So the ribbons are blue. Once again, I just keep emphasizing, if these turn red, this shit will go down for weeks. It will not recover till the end of the year. So we'll have this whole period here where it needs to recover. And I don't think that's happening. Critically thinking about how the monthly looks, we see all the buy orders in the monthly. We know this shit is going to fucking catapult this week. It closed above 10 EMA now 2 weeks. So just think about where we are in the cycle, gang. And believe in what you're going to invest in. So if you believe in what you're investing in, you know CleanSpark is the best operator. We're probably going to see this upcoming week. Nice candle. Sure, maybe it doesn't get to we see this teleportation here and then another week of this shit. I mean, there is nothing stopping this. We're going to hit resistance here. This is fine. CleanSpark, I scale out right here. That's where I take a 12.5% sell at 18 bucks. So this is exactly what is about to happen. And y'all fucking heard it here. And I even showed you live. So the confidence I have with the charts and the miners is a lot easier to tell once I start seeing bottoms on a weekly and monthly time frame. That's why I don't even care about the 4-hour time frame or the 1-day time frame, because this shit is about to go down on the weekly and the monthly. When that happens, guys, you need to be not scared of these little pullback dips that we're experiencing on the 4-hour and the 1-day. So when we get these dips, just hang tight. The weekly and the monthly are telling us what's about to happen. So let's see if this week gets cracking, but I'm pretty confident it's about to be this week, because if this shit isn't this week, these turn red, and that's not happening. So you heard it here first, guys. I'm that confident. And then the daily, look at how many blue ribbons. Remember what I told you, confluence with the indicators. The monthly, it has blue ribbons. The weekly has blue ribbons. The daily has blue ribbons. When I see that happen, it has never once, and I can say this shit because I have never once seen when a monthly has been red, blue, and then the daily, the weekly are all this color. It has never failed me. So I'm telling you this shit with confidence that we are going to fucking melt up from here. So even the daily time frame is showing us a lot of positivity, guys. This is why I don't care. This is why everyone I don't care that we had a pullback like here, because look, buy zone right here at 1121 to 1075. It will get eaten up. As you can see, it literally bounced right above it. So we are going to start off the week turning the fuck up. Monday is going to be the best day. I want everyone in this stream to tag me when this motherfucker just rips Monday. Please tag me and say I said it with confidence, because we are going to see this on Monday. We are probably going to see this on fucking Tuesday. It is about to go down because the ribbons are blue, guys. I mean, if this shit turns red, it will reflect horribly on the weekly. So now this is how you get confluence and using a bunch of indicators. So the ribbons on the weekly are also blue. So if the ribbons are blue on the daily and we get, for example, if we start off like this, it's a wrap for this. It's a wrap. This ribbon will turn red. And then on the weekly, it will be red. Not happening on the weekly time frame, guys. Any other week, any other period, I would not know, but we are in Q4. This is where I thrive in trading, because for the last 3 cycles, Q4 has always belonged to Bitcoin. So if it belongs to Bitcoin, you better fucking believe it belongs to the miners. So that's how I feel about that. You're getting me too excited. It's only Saturday. Now we all gotta go to sleep hyped up. I'm even excited. God damn it. I didn't want to do this because now I'm too fucking hyped. So now I'm extremely hyped. How the hell am I gonna sleep? I feel you, bro. Now I'm too hype. But everyone smashed the retweet on X. I did continue to stream it on X because I had a bunch of followers say they don't have a YouTube. So I was like, shit. But if you guys do stream it on YouTube, I would appreciate it because I am trying to grow that channel and I'm going to break this video down and the kind of how I made that post for you guys to just go back and like find the miner that you like and really want to watch and revisit this video so you can like not have to navigate through the whole thing. So if everyone could smash the retweet repost button would be dope. But we got an hour into this and I'm still about to cook it up, guys. I got Saturday. My wife is vibing, watching Desperate Housewives, doing face routine. She says cook on the stream. I got the most supportive wife on this planet. She supports my goals. She supported me throughout becoming a nurse practitioner. So, I'm blessed to have my biggest supporter be my wife. So it's dope. Right now, I know she's hearing that, probably laughing. But anyways, guys, the weekly time frame, we're about to levitate out of this fucking channel. So as you can see, it was in a oh man, guys, I'm showing you so much shit that I just normally wouldn't because I'm so fucking hyped. Every channel. Look, okay, now I'm showing you guys a lot of tricks on how I know. This is how my brain sees all these charts. So look, we were in a lower channel. It got out of it, broke above. I really thought we would go into the new channel. You can just okay. This is how I set up targets, baby. So anyone that wants to see where I'm scaling out, you better. And then this is where I second scale out. And then this is gonna be peak parabolic move. So I just gave you my scale out targets for CleanSpark. You're welcome. But this is how you scale out because weekly timeframes always trade in levels. So by scale out, I just mean like take some profits, guys, because price action, look what happens. It always returns to a different level when you teleport to that next higher level. So you can see when it started at this bottom, it's at the basement. It went to the first floor, it went to the second floor, and it made it all the way to the roof. After that, I really thought that, after this, I knew instantly we'd come back to this level. This is how you trade and this is how you take profits. I do this with every single stock that I trade and have because you can find every single level on the weekly time frame. So once we made it to the roof, it fell back down. I really thought we would continue to trade here. I really thought with confidence. So when we broke down here, I felt very confident knowing that this was the bottom because to fall down here would have been bear market targets. So that's how you know when I'm like super confident because we're trading at certain key levels that just can't break on a chart based off of fundamentals and like technicals and like where we're at in cycles. And it's easy to predict where these are going to fall once they've fallen so much comparing where Bitcoin's at. This is the cheat code to trading. These is just knowing that we're in Q4 and it belongs to Bitcoin. So with that being said, the major resistance for this, and that's why I got rejected here, is going to be this $13 range. So $13 range is going to be a key level for this. So welcome to the teleportation device because we're going to bust through this mofo already. We've already hit this twice. So with support, you can't see it on the chart because I had to do the lines, but this is a major resistance. And once you came down, tapped it again, see ya next fucking week. It's going to be fun. I'm so hyped. I'm telling you, with confidence, we're going to teleport back to this range. So it's going to be fun, guys. I mean, I'm hyped because my bags are super fat and I'm packed, locked, and loaded. So these are going to be the ranges, guys. So for CleanSpark, I'm not doing this for all the miners though. So, but that's the ranges that you want to keep an eye on for CleanSpark. So everyone probably just should write them down. So this is going to be the getting back and trading in here. Either we blast through this and then we trade in here, or it gets rejected for, a little bit of time and then catapults. But being in this period, I think, let me see. So just because Q4 is already like in, I don't think we're gonna get rejected here. I really do think this shit is just gonna continue to just move until, it's gonna do this shit. I'm just worried about this right here. So I'm worried about this. I don't want to get caught lacking and then this shit happens. So once I see this pattern, I'll know it's over. Or I'll know that that's where I have to scale out. And then I'll leave my ranges here for, where I estimate. But once I see a wick on a weekly form like this come down and we've had a lot of green, because you shouldn't see this wick here coming up forward. You should continue to see full body, strong weekly closes. So going into the weekly close Thursday, Saturday, and we're at this level, we're at this level, we're at this level, then I'm going to start to scale out, and then especially once we get to this level, I'll like, like I said, I don't want to get too much into my strategy, but that's kind of how I am going to trade this. So hope that helps you guys at least with figuring out how you need to trade it. But I will at least post the ranges for you guys, like I did for the entries. I don't mind doing that shit because I know a lot of you guys don't know how to read a chart or look at a chart or operate a chart. So me telling you to put those lines on your chart is going to be probably a little difficult, but I got you guys. CleanSpark, yeah, I mean, Mara's gonna do good, but I think CleanSpark is gonna just go nuts. It's way too suppressed here. It's gonna play catch up with Mara. The only thing that is funny though, Mara's only up 1% for the month. CleanSpark's up like 26%. So either CleanSpark catches up this week or Mara's gonna get a huge head start the following week. So overall, the weekly looks bullish. And then, yeah, the daily, back to it. Just, nothing to be scared of, guys. The same, all the miners did this, but they all are blue ribbons. We got the support here with the buys. And, Advanced RSI is literally telling me that it's about to go parabolic. We were tight, and it got thick. The girth, when it does this, is not an easy feat, guys. So the girth, when it does that, is this. Look at that. Same shit. We were tight. The girth starts. So it's about to get cracking, guys. I just can't show you any more of this. I might be done talking about the miners because I just can't keep being this bullish. I can't be the only one this bullish. It's hard being this bullish, I hope everyone is starting to feel the momentum, because it's coming, guys. I mean, this shit is about to go down. But hopefully you guys are bullish and this helps you guys. I'd appreciate you guys if you retweet out the main link, not the one where I'm saying like talking about this. I'd appreciate you if you retweet that out and like drop a comment to let me know how you're feeling about this stream, because we're 1 hour in. I don't mind continuing. Barely got through 2 miners. So I mean, I feel like this is a good stream. Can you guys just make a post or drop a comment if this is helping you like understand where we're going in the coming next week? In the coming next week. I mean, I'm so confident. Like I said, Frenchie on the line, the little guy, he's on the line, baby, because we are not going to turn red here. Nope. And then another thing, we'll go over MicroStrategy because I want to show you guys MicroStrategy always front runs Bitcoin price action and the miners. So MicroStrategy took the fuck off on Friday and Thursday. It did that last week and then it cooled off, and then the rotation goes for some reason hard into Bitcoin and the miners. So seeing MicroStrategy do that, it's like my muscle memory knows what's about to happen. So we'll go over MicroStrategy too at the end, but Riot's next. I think this guy is gonna blow it out of the water, guys. I think everyone is sleeping on it. I think there's deals already going on with the BitFarms. They're selling. They have so much bread from that it's just they're the black sheep. They got a chip on their shoulder, and people are about to find out. And this steady increase, like I hate seeing this shit. I hate seeing this shit. Like nothing, no whales, and then boom, we got whales like the next day. I don't like that shit. It's horrible for price action. I love to see some type of build up, gone, and then like boom, boom, boom. I want to see. We're gonna see this. Riot is going to do this again. You can literally see it. It's telling us. Look at that. Same period too. So it started here in November 1st. Nice little volume, nothing, and then all November just doom, 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 doom. Started a little early. I think ETFs started us 1 month early. So ETFs started everything quicker, I would say. But Riot is a sleeper. But let's look at the monthly. Everything is looking good for Riot too. I mean, I think this is going to be the best return from if you listened and bought at like $6. I was buying Riot options. I think the options are going to print. I think Riot is a big, large operator, like Mike Alfred always says. When you look at how much exahash they are going to have available. I know their target of 100. It's crazy, but I mean, they have a lot of infrastructure, and they're able to scale at a fast rate because they have all the everything essentially. So it's just a matter of dropping some alpha. And I think, alpha is down the block for Riot. You'll take my Frenchie, but only if you're wrong, bro. Facts. So Riot is, in my opinion, primed for probably the craziest return that you've ever seen. So there's 16 to like $18, and the teleportation to there will be very quick. I don't think it's going to stay in this range for long. I think we're about to experience this type of candle. Hold up. Let's see, like right here, it did $3. So that's a nice times 2. And then from here, another times 2. So a times 2 from $9 puts Riot literally right back. It's going to picture your fucking, look at that. This shit is going to just, I'm just way too bullish right now. Hold on. I want to draw it a little nicer. Riot's about to blow through this in one candle, and it's going to be November. Without a doubt. It's already one of the leading miners behind, it's second in percent this month. So you guys are just seeing the beast wake up. Chip on the shoulder. The monthly looks bottomed. I love seeing this pattern. Look at, we got a nice print for October. Setup is right in our faces, guys. Right in your face. Because last October they finished with bearish, but November, December, nice print. But we're already set up here. So November started in October this year. Like I said, 1 month ahead, 1 month ahead. But with Bitcoin about to do what Bitcoin's about to do, the sky is the limit. And I think, some of these targets are a little crazy. I have high targets for this, but not crazy targets. I mean, it's going to do maybe like $30 easily. If Bitcoin does, maybe I haven't really looked too hard into Riot. It gives me anxiety because I have so much money in options in it. And I could have picked any other miner to buy $100,000 worth of options. And I picked Riot at the time. And that's just, I learned from my mistakes as a investor. So this is what really had me. This was like in March when I started buying, and then I bought more in July to scale down. But I have a shit ton of cipher. And, as I made my mistake with Riot, I really learned what the fundamentals and how to research important aspects in this sector. So I consider myself a pretty skillful investor now that, I didn't lose money, but, I'm down money, but I am so confident that Riot is going to pay me for all the pain that it's caused me for these few months. In the summer, if you would have asked me, I wouldn't have said this shit. But the way the charts look, Riot is absolutely primed. Even look at this. Look at this. The monthly started to curl nice. This shit is tight. This shit is tight. So this is why I'm so bullish. So bullish. If this shit just keeps on going this week and it teleports to $9, Jesus Christ, Lord have mercy. I'm just so bullish. So if I'm annoying you guys with how bullish I am, I'm sorry. Because god damn, it's about to go down these next 2 months. Right here. Easy money. Easy money it's going to be. This dude is about to hit the teleportation device and just fly to $25. You'll see. It's going to be an easy move to $25, especially because the band's right here. $20. Little where is that? So $20 from right there. That's a reasonable push on the bands. But I'm expecting some crazy shit like this though. So let's get it. And the ribbons are tight. Once they start to once this price, if this month needs to end really bullish because we need to see the ribbons do this on the monthly. So it needs to end really bullish because of this. Hold on. Let me draw them a little better. This is why I love my indicators. Do you see how right here, guys? It was like straight, it was thick here, but you see right here, and then it starts to curl up. This shit is gonna literally do this. You've been warned here. This shit is gonna turn blue this month from how mega this candle is gonna be. And then we're gonna see some craziness with the ribbons the following. We're gonna see those mofos start to do this on a monthly time frame, and it's about to get crazy. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy, guys. So I do all these little drawings because I'm a very visual learner. I've always been in my life. So that's why my indicators really, really were built for me. I'm just so bullish, guys. Anyone bearish here deserves to lose all their money because they're gonna. Nice increase in volume, 20%, 27%. Though this is no easy feat to do it on the monthly. I mean, it did it here and it kind of signaled that we were about to get cracking. Whenever you see an arrow, it should alert you on my indicators, especially the monthly, that shit is about to go down. Mega candle coming, Anthony. Mega candle. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna grab some water. Oh yeah, I'm just so bullish, guys. I mean, just excited. This is gonna be one of the best trades of my life, and I trade a lot, so it's gonna be awesome. So even the weekly time frame, everyone smash the retweet button. We are cooking in this mofo. But the weekly time frame, it looks good. It looks good. I mean, I don't necessarily like this wick right here, but I mean, we had a nice move for one. Look at that. September 9th, it just continued to print. So cool off candle. Sure, give it to me, baby. Cool off candle, and then this is what I like to see on the weekly. I hard curl up on the ribbons, man. That's really good. Just want to see them turn blue. So if this week gives us a nice huge green candle, oh Lord, it's going down. If this week, oh no, not that needs to be blue. Perfect. So this is how this works. If this week, if this does this, the meat of the move always happens on the weekly on this move. So that's why it's about to go down. Because yeah, if it goes down, ooh, man, it should just blast through this shit though. And one candle, and then I guess you know what? I'll share charts with everyone's levels. Maybe that's what I'll do instead of giving you guys targets. Do you guys prefer me to just tweet the targets, or did you like how I shared the CleanSpark levels? Because I can do that and then just post the charts for you guys to like see yourself. Would posting that chart like that for all the miners, kind of like how I did for the load up strategy, the levels, would that help you, or do you guys just want me to post the prices to look for? But yeah, weekly about to go crazy. Once we're at the top of the bands, the following week is going to be even crazier. And this is where I expect there to be a lot of turbulence for Riot right here. So you can see the high level for this is going to be 16 to 13 bucks, and then that's when we see the consolidation maybe, and then boom, another one. So like I said, there's you're gonna see that, and then I take profits at all these major level key resistance. I'm not sure if you guys want to take profits too. So if you guys want, I mean, I feel so bad me telling you I'm gonna take profits, and then like you guys have to ride this storm out. So it's gonna, I mean, they're easy to trade because they're so volatile. They're so volatile. Even with a bull run, they give us the consolidation, red candles, and that's where you execute. Just because I take profits doesn't mean I'm not gonna put them back in. I always put them back into my big trades. You like both levels and prices. Do vids, more YouTube content, the better. Yeah, I know. I've been and on YouTube, the videos are way cleaner than it just posting on X. I think it's so clean for you guys to just go on my channel and then just like review this even. I think that's helpful. But maybe instead of just posting charts, I'll do like a live with the levels, I guess. Maybe that's what I need to do. You don't believe in exit strategies? Bro, you got to have an exit strategy for the peak move. You got to see where that level's at. Do you know where it's at? Do you feel like you know where it's at? That's all I'm saying, bro. If unrealized gains are not gains, you got to at least be prepared for that, because otherwise you're going to just FOMO into thinking it goes up forever. If you can physically see where the levels are, where it's going to hit major resistance on the weekly and monthly, that should help you take profits on the way up, on the sideways moves, and worst case on the way down, because if it breaks certain levels, it's over. Like the party's over. So that's all in, all the way up for sure. That's cool, brother. But you gotta take profit somewhere. This is the fun is about to start, guys. So like I said, consolidation. Oh shit. Consolidation period. Consolidation period. See you later period. So we'll see if it can go this high. I want to believe it can, especially with how high Bitcoin's going. So, it definitely is possible to go this high, because even in 2021, yeah, I mean, it's possible. It definitely is possible for it to go this high, especially hit something like this. Because when I look at my advanced RSI indicator, this is the middle of right there. Yep. So that would be like close peak target for Riot. Close. I think it depending, and at all close peak targets, of course, I change my targets because I assess when the move is happening on the daily time frame. So targets always get adjusted because you can't make exact targets on a monthly or weekly. You get the ranges, but I'm able to essentially snipe that shit on the 4-hour time frame or the daily. So I always will update the targets for you guys if I give you the ranges and I feel like they're going to change. So yeah, after writing up and down is not fun. So that's why I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I can't do it. It gives me anxiety. Gives me bad anxiety. My chest start hurting and shit. I can't sleep at night. It's not fun. So weekly looks decent. So expect some decent price action next week. Bitcoin closes above 66.5 tomorrow. The miners already know where we're going. That's what we need. So all eyes on Bitcoin. And then, daily time frame. This shit just started getting cracking. Look at that. The ribbons just started, and there's no way it's giving us this shit. Because look, I hate this shit. Remember I said I hate when volume's like nothing, nothing, nothing. Boom, pump it up. Jason bought it up. Fucking Jason. Just kidding. But you can see that I love seeing the steady increase of volume. It makes me feel assured with the chart not just nuking. Like this shit, I should have fucking known. I should have known that this was gonna nuke based off of this shit. It happened when any of my charts do this, I don't like that shit. So I love that I'm seeing the steady incline day by day. So very bullish. And then This shit still trading above 10 EMA. So we just want to see it remain above this like 940 closing, continue to close above 940 for now. And then the river itself, this shit bottomed. I mean, you can't ask for a cleaner looking. It's about to do this. So I like that it's about to do this shit. It's just getting started on the daily time frame. So it's about to go down because from October, you can see it a little cleaner. October 19th. Oh, so it's around the same time. October 19th, it really started to move. That's why if you get shaken out when the river is going up on the daily time frame, who cares if this shit comes down here? Who cares? That's why I keep telling everyone I'm not like these are super volatile stocks. Like you have to be able to withstand the volatility. So who cares? Hold on. Who cares if it drops here? And, I'm going to hear someone scream to the top of their lungs because it fell here. Maybe it does. I don't know. But if the river's going up, you better believe that bitch going right back. Teleportation device to the teens. I mean, it's easy for the price to get aggressive when the river is going up, just like it's easy for it to decelerate when the river is going down. So look at this shit. So last year when it was $8, we got all the way to like 10 something and then dropped to 950, 1140, 970. People probably lost their mind here and then sold. And then that mofo just went from 9 to 15 in a matter of like a week, 2 weeks. So just, it's not worth it. I'm bullish because a lot of my indicators, my larger time frames, everything's telling me to remain bullish. So I will remain bullish. Alrighty. So done with Riot. Riot looks fire though. So anyone that bought Riot, I wouldn't sell here. Cypher. Hold on one sec. All right. So Cypher. Cypher looks fire, guys. I mean, there's really nothing I don't even feel like going over these miners. I feel like I could just go over the traditional ones and they're all so bullish. I mean, this shit is just ridiculous. I mean, I was talking to Mike. We have yet to see a insane monthly candle on Cypher. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time on this month for it even to teleport. It's my new favorite word when it comes to talking about price action, teleportation. Hit the teleportation device. I mean, that would be nuts if it finishes off this week with that big of a gain. So I don't anticipate that happening, but the monthly candle looks nuts. Nuts. So maybe we get halfway. I could see it over. We're definitely closing this week over this month over $6. That's for sure. I'm pretty confident. Everything. So look, this is what I want to see on the other miners is my buy signal. But this has had a lot of price suppression with the BitFury selling. So they're done. So I'm curious now. This is the first time that it's not going to get dumped down every time it pumps. So that's bullish. I mean, the river's clearly going up. We got the buy signal. What is stopping this from just teleporting? Nothing right now. So I'm mad bullish on this on the monthly chart. Mad bullish. Huge increase in volume, 54%. I mean, steady increase in, and we officially have more volume than any other month. So there's no way. So if we have more volume than any other month, what is going to happen to this candle when we wake up on Monday morning? You tell me. So it's about to go down. Yeah, I'll do MSTR. I was just saying earlier, MSTR always front runs the run of Bitcoin and the miners. If you look at MSTR, it always runs while Bitcoin is like kind of stagnation, and then you see it chill out like last week, and then you see Bitcoin and the miners run. So MSTR is telling always a story. Wow. The weekly time frame. That's why this week I'm just like so bullish. At least right there, man. We at least gonna touch this resistance here and selling pressure. That's like a little ass candle too. So that is like bare minimum. So since we've already got inside of this area, we're gonna take this area out pretty quickly. So the ribbons essentially just started fanning out. So on the weekly time frame, we got the buy signal on the weekly time frame. So next week is about to go crazy, gang. So next week, I'm pretty confident this is the one that's going to start off guns blazing on Monday, even if the other ones lag, just because of how this chart looks. So everything looks fire. Everything looks fire. There's nothing bad about this chart. Nothing. Yeah. So like the daily, I'm expecting a nasty candle like this, guys. Like we might even like, cause look, it went from $5 all the way to $8. It's done this shit before. So that's why if this really just starts running this week, like let's say, it just starts ripping hard, like rip, 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 and then, like ends this week like in there or like, and then like finishes like down here. It's gonna happen. Some shit like this is about to happen. Once we get in there, might see a little rejection, but it's definitely going to hit this range pretty quickly on the daily time frame. We've already started pushing on the bands. Volume looks fantastic, 71%. There's nothing ugly about this chart. Nothing ugly. So bullish as fuck. Just getting started, guys. Just getting started. And then buys ready to eat it up right here. So there's nothing bullish or nothing bearish on this chart. They're just getting started with the ribbons. And when this thing gets ribbons, it doesn't stop. It doesn't. Look at that shit. From this point to literally on the daily time frame to all year from February, this thing just was a train. It did not stop producing the green ribbons until, August. And short ass time having these red ribbons and back to action. So it's just this train just getting started. So if you got a ticket, congratulations. If you don't, enjoy the show. Another one that doesn't have like a price discovery candle. Crazy. I mean, bounced perfectly off the monthly river. So this shit was this shit, who knows how hard this is going to be. A crazy week for Iran as well. It's been lagging, and this is no easy feat to do on a monthly time frame right here. Not an easy feat. So just based off of that, we have to see some acceleration in price. I mean, it's got to finish off in the teens. Has to. I would say even like $11 is like a fair value target for the monthly close. And that's me being like very modest. You're going to see this candle already told me it's going to start or it's going to finish green. Why not just at least finish? It's definitely going to finish back to where the wick's at. So bare ass minimum we see, that's nothing. It's going to do that shit in like a day. So with that being said, I mean, this shit's probably going to go off on to finish off the monthly candle. I mean, this shit is not going to finish off this week bad because this candle is already telling me it's green. So there's not a chance. Weekly, been bullish, continuing to close above 10 EMA. So from a weekly standpoint, we definitely probably about to see at least, this is what, $11. Yeah, $11 minimum this week. It's got this week to turn the fuck around or else it's going to go down. So think about this for a second. Do you expect this shit to come down to finish off a bad week and a month, or is it going to blast through this motherfucker? That's what's about to happen. So yeah, I picked this one. And it has to happen because if we get another signal that our signal line that's red and curling down, that means the following weeks are going to be bad. Not happening. So with that being said, we're about to blast through this 970, and potentially we're going to see it even go to like, this is 11, 12 bucks isn't a crazy target, because you can see this is 1, 2, let's see. All right, so it went from $4, so about $2, but then this week it went from 7. Yeah, it can do some crazy moves. So it did a $7 move. $2 to $7 moves is what it does. So with that being said, very reasonable close would be 11 to 12 bucks this week. Not crazy to say that. All right. The daily just got bullish too. So, I mean, big buys right here, huge buys right here. Buy signal right here. It did close above the river. So Monday will be fun for this mofo. So enjoy the show Monday. This one runs hard too. So it's going to be a fun day for sure in the market. I'm curious to see if we're going to see some shit like this, because this river is pretty tightened up. So I wonder if we're going to see it like curl up a little bit. But daily mad bullish, got rejected here, but this day is going to start off explosive for this. At least pushing up on it. Might even see 10 bucks, I bet, Monday. Just need more volume. So as long as volume shows up, going to be a fun day. One second. Alrighty, so let's see what the next miner is. Okay. BT. This has a lot of selling pressure on the monthly, but a lot of positivity with this shit right here. So it probably is just gonna eat it up. So no easy feat to get the buy here, and we got it here. Accelerated price came back down, so it's already tested the middle of the river twice. 1, 2. So just like when you test support, when you test resistance and it blasts through, when you test support so many times, you gotta bounce really hard. So we're gonna see some craziness probably this month. I imagine it's going to at least close in this area here. Ribbon started curling here. Volume's been fantastic. I mean, the monthly looks good. Just the selling pressure that probably will hold up the price. But once it does break 525, should just teleport to some crazy fucking price action. So, and then you look at the weekly been bullish. Yeah, weekly been bullish. It never got bearish, honestly. So kind of crazy. So just got the selling pressure at the, like I said, the 450 to 530. So it's got to really just push with some volume there. So volume looks good. We got a peak at 76, finished off with 68. So I do expect this week to just revisit this area 70s for volume. So river itself looks looks decent, looks more than decent. I mean, it's curling up to the upside, and yeah, I mean, just need to see a retest here. I mean, it got pretty crazy already. So minimum retest would be like 370, 377. It's like right there. So just hit it, bounce, and then continue the run. Daily time frame, yeah. See, so 377 retest appropriate. So this thing just getting started though. All these miners look the same, honestly. Like just the staircasing has got a bunch of buy orders. Daily looks fantastic. Never really lost volume since May. So BT is a monster. Continuing to just stack it up and move higher and higher. I mean, Nothing ugly about any of these miner charts. What kind of impact do you think the election may or may not have on the miners and stock market in general? Just looking for some optimal entry opportunities in events that miners run hard this week. That's a tough question. I think, it's either going to be a sell off leading and then the rip after, or we're going to rip leading into it and the sell off after there. That's how I see that. So I hope that helps. So this week leading up will be telling. Hey, what do you think about the upcoming earnings week? A lot of big ones are reporting. Yeah, this is a huge earnings week. So we know that anything AI related is going to probably crush it. So with that being said, it's going to be probably, let me see, I have it on my phone. Who do we have this week? So Monday we have, oh yeah, we have a lot. We have waste management, Ford, so that's probably going to be trash. We have we have FMQ, ARLP. So we have some decent earnings. Google looks like is on Tuesday. Oh wait, this was last week. I'm like, what is going on? This looks all. Hold on one sec. I'm going to continue the stream, but you're right. Going to be a lot of big earnings this week. So just a lot of volatility based off of what they're going to do if they perform good. So hold on one second. Almost ready. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun week regardless. A lot of volatility, but if the weeklies and the monthlies look this fire, all that is just smoke up your butthole because it'll just pull a temporary pullback on like what, a 4 hour or a daily. Like I said, right now, I hope you guys just pay attention to how bullish the weekly and the monthlies are. So that's all that matters. Hive, let's see the monthly. I think there's a huge buy wall. Yeah. So Hive looks decent. I mean, more than decent. I think it's gonna probably hit a crazy run. The monthly bounced perfectly off the bottom, rejected here. Remember what I said? Once you get rejected, you fall in. You typically have this next line. So the monthly, this was the next line to get back into it, and then this just leads to a huge run. So a monthly close above like 410, 415 would be insane for this to set up for November. So that's what I'm looking at. Nice increase on the monthly indicator. Weekly kept giving us the fake outs, but this week I do not believe we're going to get a fake out. This week is probably the week that and that line was where I wanted to see it bounce, and it did. So nice bounce there on the weekly time frame. Ribbons are blue, so I don't think we're going to get faked out 3 times in a row. So with that being said, should at least blast into this $4 to 450 range this week. And it did manage to close right on top of the river. So that's bullish. That's the close we want to see Bitcoin do, like right on top of the river. And then it just sets it up for a pretty nice week. So this shit's going to run for sure next week. I mean, this shit's not an easy feat to increase like that. Hive looks great. Daily time frame looks good. I mean, since getting this buy signal, buy orders here, so it'll probably be range bound between the 470 to like $4 and just bounce until volume really just rips it. Oh, but we already ate some of the sells. So next time we visit here, we'll take this out pretty quickly and revisit $5. So Hive looks fantastic. You're not bullish enough. Facts. I'm gonna do HUD 8. Hold on one second. So HUD 8 looks like a beast too. I was surprised. but they're doing good things. Their management swap was probably the smartest thing they did for the company. Asher's definitely taken all the appropriate steps to take them to the top. I mean, the monthly chart looks nuts. I mean, nice candle. This is one of the few miners that gave us the buy signal on it. So parabolic move probably this week, probably definitely November. So it gave us the signal I wanted to see on a lot of miners, and we're this about the same girth. So we're about to see some crazy shit from HUD 8. So HUD 8 looks fantastic, and monthly is just primed already for higher levels. Weekly time frame looks fantastic. I mean, this looks really, 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 really good. So I do expect us to revisit like the $20 pretty quickly, guys. I mean, the river itself uh continuing to go up. We did go crazy, came back down, bounced off the bottom, but a weekly close above like 1560, 1550 is what I want to see this week. And that's only 50 cents, guys. That shit's probably going to do a lot more. So we'll probably see the close between there to like $20. I mean, that's it's channel 15 to 20 is that the new channel I expected to start trading in. So this weekly chart looks very, very bullish. Daily time frame cooling off, which is fine because the entire sector did this, but we did see it just go from $10, it increased $5, tiny little sell wall here. So we should take that out fairly easy the next time we revisit that. Retest on the daily, looking like 1444, and then continue the move to the upside. I mean, there's really nothing bearish on a larger time frame. So all these lower time frames looking like this is just simply retest to build higher lows. So that's what I was trying to say. Nothing on the shorter time frame should matter at this point because we're entering what we've all been waiting for, and it's the really meat of the move that's upon us. Yeah, Hive's done, bro. I just did it. Most people call for a pump in the market if Trump wins. If market will crash worse than 2008 steroids if Camilla wins. Not necessarily, bro. The whoever wins really doesn't matter. Everything's already priced in. I think it's just all narrative. If Trump wins, I think actually we'll probably see a crash and leading into his January inauguration because the Dems are probably going to just say the economy is horrible, yada yada. And I think if Kamala wins, we'll probably see a pump into the new year. So I think if Trump wins, we probably do see some type of little crash and probably a recovery, or it doesn't recover, and then we see a rally super hard sometime in Q1. So all dependent, we'll see how the day goes, but either way the targets remain the same. Even if there's a crash, it can only suppress it acutely. So not really too doesn't matter to me. They're all gonna pump it. Alrighty, 1 second. Wolf Monthly looks nuts. So I just don't understand their buyback, how they sold stocks at $2 and bought them back at $6. Someone drop a comment and explain that shit to me. So whatever the case is, the chart looks fantastic. It looks already very overextended though on the monthly. So it needs to really, really just continue this move up. And I need to see that on like the weekly time frame. So this chart's already looking insane where the monthlies are like, I don't want to look at the monthly because if anything, it's got to push next month or it's going to get rejected here. So it's probably going to push, But there's, man, I'm so conflicted with Wolf, man. So I don't know. The weekly looks like it's about to be tapped here, getting into this range because this is a thick ass sell range. But then, you look at advanced RSI and it printed the buy signal, but this is very overextended from the river. So if it's overextended this much, then you do see like a week or two of like down. So it would make sense for this to cool down while the other ones turn it up. So sorry if you didn't want to hear that. Or it really just needs to continue next week, like just fucking ripping. So we'll see. I would think it makes more sense for this to cool off. I would have rotated out of it or soon rotated out of it because this shit already looks too crazy in my opinion. And there's better opportunities. But if you're in it, just stay in it, I guess. It looks good. It got rejected though here. So if we don't start off at a hard run and it does not break this 6.75, then it definitely is going to come down and like retest some of these lower levels, kind of like this. You can see it pushes a little bit and then retest. Volume looks nuts though. So I think Monday will be telling. So if this one's cooling off while the other ones are running, then I'd be a little concerned. Yeah, someone just said 7.73, so sounds about right. It looked a little toppy to me. Do you see any corrections happening before the next leg? Um, I think we're gonna see a continuation this week, like I said. So I'll see. I'll worry about corrections after I see us actually at like a local top. Core Z. I don't want to look at the monthly or the. I can look at the weekly. There's not enough really data for the monthly, but let's see. Yeah, not enough data. One second. One second. Alrighty, yeah, the weekly just looks ridiculous, honestly. I mean, but super overextended from the river. I mean, when it does this shit, it's got to come back at least another one. So Wolf, Corzi are very, 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 very overextended, and I would expect at least like a retest at. I know it sounds crazy, but at least these levels. I don't think it's just going to continue to run from here, guys. The deal was announced. It did great. And I do think like these HPC plays like this one, Wolf, Iran looks really good though. So not all of them, but a lot of them are you're gonna see a rotation, just like anything, any market. When something like overruns, like you see it in crypto all the time. Like you see large caps run, and then you see the rotation into mid caps, small caps, and I think we're about to see rotation out of these HPC plays that have had like produced a shit ton of profits. All these people that were in Core Z and Wolf that are up like 800% are going to rotate into the pure plays, and it happens all the time. I mean, it's got a buy zone though at 1266 to $12. But if that fails, then I would say a retest at least to like $11, and then River coming down already. So we lose there, we'll see them at 1275 and then $12, and this one's cooling off. It's cooling off. It's already shown. So we'll see how much it cools off while the sector is running, and we'll see how strong it is. Do I think Trump losing the election will have any effect on Bitcoin bull market perception, or is it overblown? Overblown, bro. It doesn't matter, bro. Bitcoin is not going to be dictated about who wins the presidency, bro. I mean, sure, like the reserve and all that goes away, but that's only acute news. BlackRock is constantly blind. BlackRock is going to continue to buy. ETFs are continue to run. So all that FUD with the election is just a narrative for like to manipulate how you navigate your bags, bro. So you just got to be careful with like don't get lost in the sauce. This one looks like absolute dog shit, but yeah, this looks bad, but looks bad, but I mean the ribbons are blue just like the other ones. I would like to think that this shit is not going to just die on us. I mean the target I have for this is I mean just don't close under 1.85. That's all I can ask of this cuz it's clearly not going to close on a high note. So closing at least above 1.85 means we're not going to revisit. That's crazy. Like, well, that sounds nuts. I sound like the gas station trader talking about 1.25. Like, that's not going to happen. But I imagine it's going to protect 1.85. And then, You know, this just doesn't look good. It's just such an ugly chart. And then the weeklies, you want to believe that this is going to turn not red, because if it turns red, then this shit is going to bleed for a bit. But look at this. This is bad. This is bad for the weekly to do that, guys. It's giving me the sell signal, just like the buy signal. This shit means that next week's going to be a bad week. So what is a bad week to this? I don't fucking know. I mean, what is it? Is it just going to be stuck here? But it's definitely not going to accelerate in price like literally every other miner. So, I mean, yeah, it's to eat up this much of the buy order. To eat this much of the buy order is not a good sign, man. Not a good sign. And then the river's coming down. You want to see like, yeah, that 1.85 even on the daily is critical, if not at least revisiting this. Everything looks horrible. Horrible chart. I hate to say it. I'm sorry if you're a BitFarms guy, man. But I think that's it for the miners. I don't feel like going over I'll do MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy, you can see its monthly is telling. It looks just like Bitcoin. Hold on. I mean, same shit. Like, MicroStrategy front runs Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is about to give it to us. So you'll see MicroStrategy cool off. You'll see Bitcoin increase, and you will see the miners take a lot of this liquidity here from MicroStrategy. It probably will close good though. I imagine it's going to close above like in the 200s, but even if it closed right here at 200, that makes more sense for MicroStrategy really to cool off at this point. This is nuts, this chart. I mean, this is what Bitcoin should look like. So Bitcoin's going to look like that. Do you guys see the mirror? Like, look at this whole area. It's the same shit. Same shit. It's always the same shit. But MicroStrategy front runs Bitcoin. So it looks different because it runs first, and then you should see this retrace a little bit, and then you should see Bitcoin increase. It happens every time. Even the weekly has been pushing up on the bands already for a long time. So it's got to come back down to earth. Yeah, it'll come back down to earth. So everyone thinking MicroStrategy is just going to continue to rip, not possible. Look how far it is from the river. So, I mean, maybe it continues to like 250, 260, but even that's a far stretch, man, honestly. Yeah, it's got to come back down to earth. So, question is, what is earth from here? Or if Bitcoin goes to fucking 70,000, I could see it going to like, 260 to like 280, and then maybe once there. So it has to be this week though. It's got to come, like I said, though, it has to come back down to earth. By coming back down to earth, that liquidity goes to the miner sector. So it happens all the time. MicroStrategy, how many times has MicroStrategy absolutely melted up and the miners didn't? And then MicroStrategy's lagging or, kind of staircasing down. Crazy. Fire chart, though. Daily looks fire. Just staircasing. Ribbons are blue. Ribbons are green. Still going up, so it's still got some juice. Actually, probably gonna finish off this monthly, finish off the week strong, because River still looks pretty fucking decent on the weekly. So even if, hold on, all right, right there. So probably's got one more leg up, I would guess. One more leg up. this week. So probably going to see it come down or come down a little bit, curl up, down, maybe decent. So it might have like 250, but it's got to cool off after. I would bet my Frenchie that November is probably going to be a cool off. Like the first half is going to be cooling off for this guy. I mean, just can't imagine. But all right, guys, we've been cooking for 2 hours. I am going to enjoy the rest of my Saturday night, but I appreciate everyone in here. Don't forget to follow my YouTube channel, guys. Show some love. I'm going to drop this video on YouTube, and it'll be easier for you guys to kind of navigate. And then I'll put in the description like everything we talked about and like in order, so you can just guess. So I'll put like, we start off with Bitcoin chart, and then we flip to like regular Bitcoin monthly. Like, so I'll put it like at what time, so you guys can go back and